How many hours did Einstein sleep each night? Since I didn't know Albert Einstein personally, I merely highlighted your question and hit search. How many hours did Einstein sleep each night? The consensus is 10 hours a night. But I haven't seen any quoted sources. Albert Einstein is quoted to have said we sleep a third of our lives, but that isn't definitive either. The fact is different people at different stages of their lives need different amounts of sleep. The most useful theory on sleep I've heard of is part of message unit theory at the Hypnosis Training College, Hypnotherapy Certification, Hypnosis Motivation Institute. Anytime you take in sensory information, it can be considered a message unit, which have variable values, depending on the import to you. We can typically only process 2 to 7 message units at a time. You might be able to listen to somebody talk and read a menu at the same time, but you physically cannot process everything going on in the restaurant that you have sensory access to at the same time. Not only that, but we can only process so many message units in a day. When you get beyond that point, you get tired. Because how your brain vents those message units, either storing in deeper memory, or venting out what isn't important, and then resets your capability for the next day, is through sleep and dreams. Now if you ignore the feeling of being tired/stressed, and keep accepting message units, you grow even more stressed, and get to a point where message units are nearly painful. This is when people get snappy about little things. Now this is relevant, because your brain needs to know how much sleep you'll get, so it can allocate resources to get done what it needs. Otherwise your message unit bucket will still be half full in the morning, instead of being properly empty. This is why people's message unit bucket doesn't hold as much on Mondays. Because we all sleep in on the weekend, the brain starts getting used to it, and then you wake up early on Monday and the brain isn't done the reset yet. Therefore getting consistently the same amount of sleep 7 days a week is actually more important than how much sleep you get. But if you want to find out the optimal amount of sleep for you, my recommended way is to wake up at the same time 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And go to bed when you get tired. Your body will let you know how much sleep it needs. Read the question. Considering how much of a deep thinker Einstein was, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he needed extra time to reset the brain and store with the progress he made in the mental banks. Bonus. If you think you are routinely exceeding your message unit capacity early on, I highly recommend learning self-hypnosis. I can get a partial reset and feel like I slept for hours after only 5 minutes. I believe doing 5 minutes of self-hypnosis not only helps me reset and feel refreshed, but it also allows the message units to be stored sooner and more accurately. I'd love to do a study. I'm betting if students, any students of anything, did that on every break, they would have very statistically significant test score increase over a control group. And if workers of any type did it, they'd be far more relaxed and less stressed, more successful and productive, and end up being healthier and living longer. It doesn't entirely replace sleep, of course, but it's a considerable help. And it seems to work regardless of the self-hypnosis script or monologue you use. You can be using it to control your weight, mood, stop smoking, any other type of self-improvement, or merely visualizing to relax.